when Randy asked us to do this, I visited with Susan and I told her that, you know, it's something that I wished we'd have had the availability to do when my dad was still living. I took him to a State Legion baseball tournament, spent the whole day with him when he was 91 years old, and took him to all of the family grave sites that same year, and just asked him a ton of questions and got the answers. And of course my memory isn't as good as it should be, and wish now that I'd had, you know, those times and those answers on video, so that you could share that with your children and their children. So it's an important service. It's something we all neglect to do until it's too late, and then you wish you'd have done it. So I think it's a good service, and people should take advantage of it.
I totally agree with that too, and we talked about that a little bit too. I bought some books that you can write in yourself. You write in about your parents, yourself, and then about the kids as they were growing up. And I kind of looked at the book and I got stuck on the very first page or two because it talks about my mom and about her favorite things and what her favorite color was, and I was 19 when she passed away, so I really don't remember much of any of that, and I never asked her because it didn't occur to me to do that. And now I wish I would have, because first off, it'd help me with the book because I'm kind of struggling on that, and I just would like to know, and I would like my kids to know about my mom that they never met.
And the kids ask questions about Grandma Fern because they never knew her, obviously, and never will have the opportunity.
So then I just say, well, she's a lot like Aunt Cora was, which they knew very well, and my Aunt June, that she was a lot like them. But she loved to have a clean house, I know that. I've kind of kept up with that, but not near what she did. My dad used to say she would catch dust in midair. She loved to clean. Loved to clean. That's my least favorite.
Okay, well, Keith and Susan, I was wondering if you could talk about my parents a little bit, Norris and Mavis.
Bowled for many years with Norris and Mavis. Norris was always a lot of fun to bowl with, and got me interested in going to some tournaments, which I probably never would have done had it not been for Norris pulling on my arm and making me do it. So I do appreciate that. One of my best memories of Norris and Mavis was I was gone for a little while from the house here, and when I got back, they were the first people that came and greeted me home, and that meant an awful lot. So that's just the kind of people they were. They were just friendly and
Just always friendly.
always
We just had a good
welcoming.
time with them all, because we both keep bowled on the Thursday night league, men's league. I was on the ladies league on Tuesday nights, and so I bowled with Mavis. And then we bowled in the couples too on a Sunday night, and just had a lot of fun with all of them too. So good people on that bowling team for the couples.
You know, and they were substantially older than Susan and I at the time, but we just never felt like they were older because they just never acted like it, and they never treated us like punk kids. They just treated us like equals. So that was always special. So, and I was always impressed with their desire to keep Jasper a vibrant community and work, you know, in their small business and try to keep that going as best they could. And they worked very, very hard.
And we had a good time at the lake with them too, when they went up. But the weather wasn't the greatest when they went up to the cabin with us.
They rented a cabin next door to our cabin, and we had a storm come through, and the boats got cat. It was the worst storm for
For a long
decades.
time. I don't remember.
And I remember Norris and I were down bailing out his boat, trying to get
there
the boat
was
to
water
float.
in that boat. I mean, the whole thing was like underwater. Trying to bail it
And
out.
Norris liked his brandy.
He did like it.
5-star. Old Mr. Boston 5-star.
That's right.
Had to be.
Yeah.
I just want to say that, you know, my parents, especially Dad, I remember Dad talking a lot about you guys and having a lot of fun with you and really appreciating everything that you are doing around town and trying to do for the town and stuff too. So it was definitely a two-way street, you know. So I think of all the people that he talked about, you were probably at least equal to, you know, who else he talked highly about of. And of course, Mom never said a bad word about anybody. So.
No,
So-
neither did your dad. They were so nice. And like I said earlier, when I needed a friend, they were the first people that came and saw me, and that was special. Very special.
Awesome. And gee, you wonder why I'm doing these videos? I get to hear people talk about
Yeah.
my folks that way. So great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.